All right, so you have gotten started in community management and you want to know the kind of platforms to use to build your community. Stay tuned in this module. Here's what you're going to learn. In this module, you're going to learn the major platforms used for building communities, what makes each platform unique, which platform works best for different types of communities, practical tips for managing engagement on each platform, and why this matters. So, here are the key factors that you need to put into consideration when choosing a platform for your community. It could be that you are about to build a brand new community or you want to transition your community from one platform to the other. Or this is also to help you know if you're in the right platform. When you're selecting platforms for building your community, the first thing you need to look out for is audience behavior. Where do your members already spend their time? There's some communities that you have to build on maybe Facebook or WhatsApp or Telegram because of the behavioral patterns of your community members. Two, what is a community type? Is this a support community, a brand community, a creator community, a professional or niche community? Let's say, for instance, you want to build a support community. It doesn't make sense to build it on WhatsApp because messages get lost on WhatsApp a lot. There are some communities that you can build on WhatsApp, which is good. But for support communities, it really doesn't make sense because of how the structure of the platform is. Messages get lost. It means that you have to repeat the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and that is not productive. Thirdly, what is the engagement needs of your community? Do you want a live chat? Do you want forums? Do you want structured content? Do you want to be able to host events in that platform? That's also another thing to think about. Fourthly, your moderation and control. Do you need detailed moderation tools or you just want to be able to log in? Hi everyone, welcome to today or happy Monday. This is what we're doing today. Or do you want something more controlled, something, more automated? And finally, scalability. And your community grow with that platform. Say you start with two members today and you eventually move to 10, 50, 100, 1,000, 2,000, 30,000, 100,000 members. Can that platform hold your community together? Sometimes we start up building communities not knowing how big or small it can get, but you never can tell. So it's best for you to start with the right platforms so that if your community starts picking up and growing faster, you don't have to start thinking of moving people from one platform to the other, to be able to accommodate them. Just know that when that process happens, you're going to lose a lot of community members. Examples of these platforms are Discord, for instance. Discord is a community platform and it's excellent for real-time conversations, real-time collaboration. You can host events on Discord, you can have voice calls on Discord. It's good for interactive communities. Now, there's also Circle or Mighty Networks on the other side. It's good for structure, it's good for organized content. Say you want to have like a knowledge base on what part of the community. Mighty Networks and Circle helps you do that. Or say you want to host some courses that your community members can have access to. Circle and Mighty Network allows you to do that in real time. So let's take a closer look at Discord. Discord is a chat first platform designed for real time communication. It's best for creator communities, gaming communities, niche and hobby communities. And some of the feature that it has is there's the voice, video, and text channels. And then you can assign roles and permissions. You can use some bots for automation, and then you can schedule events and even host them live on Discord. Here are the pros. It's a highly interactive platform. It's great for fast communication and it is flexible. You can send voice memos, you can have quick calls, you can share your screen and whatnot. But here are the cons. Discord can be so overwhelming for new users. And I must add that if you're using Discord for your community, always try to maybe create like a walkthrough video on how to use Discord. I think that can help. And then it's also hard to organize long term content. There's just too many things going on in Discord. So either you have to keep pinning or keep moving some of the important things that you don't want to lose track of to another channel, or it's going to be hard to organize them. So, here's a tip for you: use clear channels, pinned messages, and onboarding guides to avoid confusion. So, let's take a closer look at Slack. Slack is a professional and team oriented platform often used for internal communities. Also, some companies use this as well as their internal tool for communication. It's best for internal and professional communities, industry groups, employee engagement. And these are some of the features that it has. It has channels and threads. You can integrate with other tools like Google Drive or Zoom. It also has searchable archives. So even if you sent a message like 2 months ago, you can search for it and you'd be able to retrieve it. And some pros are the professional environment. I feel like everyone that I've come across would say anytime I hear a Slack notification, my heart beats because it's a professional environment. Like people associate Slack with work. That's the simplest thing. So it's also easy integration with work tools, threaded conversations to keep discussions organized. But here are the cons. It's less casual, it's also not as fun as Discord, and it can be noisy without any good channel management. You have to organize conversations into channels and threads. If not, you're going to get lost. But here's a tip: use topic channels and pin important messages to always guide your members. There's also Facebook groups. Facebook groups are common community spaces inside the Facebook ecosystem. It's best for brand communities, local or hobby based communities, or broad public communities. And it has some features like the posts. You can create polls, you can create events, you can create private or public options. And then there's also admin moderation tools. You can even have more than one admin and they help you manage the platform. Here are some pros. It's good for large audience. I mean, it's Facebook. It's easy for members to join. You don't need to have the whole long sign up process or onboarding process. You just need to click to request to join, or if it's a public group, you can just join publicly. Just click join and you've joined. Or if it's private, you can click on request and an admin will add you. So it's pretty easy for members to join a Facebook group. And also, it has a familiar interface. I mean, it's linked with a social media platform that we all know. So it's easier to get integrated in such communities. Now, the cons for it is that it has limited analytics compared to dedicated platforms, and algorithm can hide posts. First of all, you're not able to see the caliber of people that are joining. You're not able to see analytics. Are they male? Are they female? What do they do? You're not able to see how interactions go. And there's a high chance that you have to intentionally open that community to be able to see some posts. And even at that, lots of posts to be hidden from you because there are so many other things happening on your timeline. So here's a tip: always encourage your members to turn on notifications for group updates. This is really important. That's if you're building a community that isn't Facebook. There's also Reddit. Reddit is a forum-based platform with public, semi-anonymous communities called subreddits. It's best for open discussions, niche interest communities, knowledge sharing, and then there's a feature so you can upvote or downvote on conversations. Forums can mostly be used for support groups as well. So you can upvote or downvote certain conversations, discussions, or knowledge that has been shared. You can track your you can use threads for discussions. You can also have access to moderation tools and rules. Now, here are the pros for Reddit. It's high quality potential. It has built-in discovery via Reddit search, so you can discover any topic at all. It also has engagement from a wider audience, so you don't even have to be an active contributor on Reddit to share your knowledge. And then there's the cons. Anonymity can lead to negative behavior and it's harder to build brand identity. Because it's such an open platform, it's such an open forum that anybody can contribute to, people tend to use that to harm others or bring in negativity in such spaces. So here's a tip: be clear about subreddit rules and encourage high value contributions. I also have to put your eye in the community as much as possible so you're able to flag and take down conversations that are not needed in the community. There's Circle. Circle is a modern community platform built for creators, educators, and brands. Frankly speaking, anybody can use Circle. And I particularly love this tool because I've used it before and it's one of the best community platforms that I've ever used since I started managing communities. Circle is best for course communities, paid membership, creator based communities. You're able to structure everything. It also has like an inbuilt marketing tool. You can send out direct messaging, group messaging. You can just send out emails to your community members to help stay in touch with them. And then another feature is that you get to have membership tiers in Circle. So you can decide, say you're running a paid community, there's a free version, there's a paid version. You're able to differentiate that and run membership tiers. You can also collect payments for your community on Circle. So say you're running a paid community, for instance, you don't have to start maybe creating a different payment method. People pay and then you get through another process. Maybe they fill the form after paying and then you start onboarding them manually. You can do all of that in Circle. You can also use Circle to host events just like Discord, and then you're able to integrate with other tools like Zoom or Slack. Here are some pros. It is one of the most beautiful community platforms I've ever come across. It has this very beautiful and intuitive interface and it has a structured design. And then it have monetization options. So this is best for people that want to monetize their communities or are running paid communities. You can also use it if you're running a free community. It's good. And then it's good for long-term engagement. See, you're creating different courses, resource library, different things. As people join, they will have access to those things, they'll have access to those conversations, and they keep contributing to it. But here are the cons. It's not a free platform. All these amazing things that I've mentioned, it is not for free. You gotta pay for it. You gotta pay for the quality of what you want. And then it also has smaller audience discovery than social media. So you can't really discover an audience, you have to bring them in manually. So here's a tip: use categories and topics to organize your content effectively. That's how you keep your community members engaged and organized. There's Mighty Networks. Now, Mighty Networks focuses on membership driven communities. It's best for paid communities or paid membership, niche interest communities, courses, events, and content. And here are some of the features: community feedback, online courses, paid mentorship, event hosting. Some of the pros are that it's an all in one platform. You can do all of these things on Mighty Networks. It's great for creator and education communities and it also supports monetization. But here are some disadvantages that you need to look out for. The learning curve is a lot for new members because it's not like every other platform that you just log in and start using. So you need to, the learning curve is different. So you need to create um, resource videos, walkthrough videos on how members can successfully navigate the platform. And then there's also the platform cost. It's not free. The things that you have access to will determine how much you pay. So you may want to just check it out. I have used no, I haven't used Mighty Networks before, but I have joined a community that was hosted in Mighty Networks, and I liked how it was structured. It was just a whole lot of learning curve. So here's a tip for you: launch with a clear onboarding plan and a starter guide for new members. Now, here's how to choose the right platform. These are the key questions to ask yourself before choosing a platform to host your community. Who are my audience and where do they spend time? What type of community am I building? Am I building a support community? Am I building a brand creator or niche community? Do I need real time chat? Do I need threaded conversations? Do I need structured content? Do I need a knowledge base? Do I need to put out courses within the same platform? Don't forget, like if you don't have the money to pay for a community platform or the brand you're working for doesn't have the money to invest in community platform, you can figure out other ways. Like for the videos or the courses, you can put them out on YouTube and share the links in the community. There are always ways around these things. Then you also need to think of monetization. Am I monetizing the community or is it a free community? Again, I said it a few seconds ago. You can't host a free community while you're spending money to pay for a tool, to be able to host the community. It's not profitable for you. And in the long run, what if that community grows beyond your imagination? It means you're just going to have to keep spending more money. And finally, how much moderation control do you need? Do you want to be able to flag certain things automatically, flag keywords, or do you want to do them manually? These are things you need to think about before choosing a platform. Also, think of how you intend to engage your community members. Do you want to send out games to them? Do you want to be able to add third party tools that will help you, create like a game? So let me give you a typical scenario. There is a tool that I use on Slack for my community. It's called Catch Up. And what Catch Up basically does is every week it matches random community members with each other and they can just have a quick call and catch up, right? You need to think about it like, how do I want to engage my community members? And each out of all of these tools, even the ones that I haven't mentioned, how would it help me? And how I think you can go about this is, first of all, list out the tools that you can possibly use to manage communities, list out their advantages, list out their disadvantages. It's going to help you, piece one and two together based on these questions. Now, here are best practices for platform management. First of all, always provide a clear onboarding experience. Define roles, permissions, and channels. There's the announcement channel, there's a guideline channel. Just define these things so it's easy to know what is what. Set rules and moderation policies. Regularly analyze engagement metrics and use events, polls, and discussions to keep members active. Now, here are the key takeaways for this module. Not all platforms are equal. Choose based on your audience, type of community that you're building, and the goal of your community. Discord is an interactive platform. Slack is more professional. Circle and Mighty networks are structured and monetizable. List out all the platforms you can ever think of and come up with things that can help you choose them. Now, also, combining platforms can maximize engagement. Finally, creating clear onboarding, moderation, and engagement strategy are critical. So, always think about this. Here's my reflection exercise for you today. Ask yourself, what type of community am I managing or building? Which of these platforms fits my community goals best? And how will I keep members engaged on this platform? List like one to two of these platforms you want to test for your community in the comments, and I would love to see what you have to say about them.